All right. The inspiration for my story came from my love for time travel stories. As a child, growing up, I always got fascinated by any story that had the time travel element in it. H.G. Wells's The Time Machine, Back to the Future, and all of that. I still don't know what it is about time travel that just gets me hooked. All right. And now that I tell my own stories, now that I can write my own stories, I always try to bring them into the story one way or the other. All right. And then the other thing that was my inspiration for the story came from Vadra Chandrasekhara's novel Rakes Fall. It's kind of like a novel in stories, like a collection of short stories, that flow into each other. So the first story in the book was what inspired my own story, and it's titled Peristalsis. Right. So in the story, it's kind of like a weird story where the central characters are two little children in a classroom, right? And they are watching themselves on a TV in the classroom, and they are watching their lives unfold in this movie that's playing to them that they are observing. All right, they are watching themselves, another version of their lives unfold. It's kind of like a TV series, all right, in the TV, and they have no idea where it's going to end or what's going to happen, and they just sit watching this with rapt attention, So, and the story moves between the perspective of the people in the children in the movie and the children in real life, such that you can't tell at one point which is real again, So I found it to be a very ingenious story, and while I was reading it, I was thinking to myself, what if I write a story, that plays with something like this? All right, what if I write a story about someone who sees somebody else on a TV screen, and the person is telling them a version of their life that they know nothing about, all right, and they have no access to this person and cannot reach or contact that person, all right? So, and then the time travel angle came in because I'm always musing about time travel, right? All right. So I decided to make it that the separating factor between these two would be time, all right? So yeah, that was like the basic inspiration for my story. Thank you.